You finally launched your product. Woo! Congratulations. But then, nothing. Zilch. Nada. No sales. No laptop on the beach. No freedom to do your own thing. Sucks, right? It's like you prepared this giant party that you were so excited about and nobody RSVP'd. So you just sat there by yourself, drinking your beer, feeling sad and alone. If that's the case, you might be forgetting the crucial part of selling your digital products, and that is writing compelling emails that promote your product. More specifically, your welcome sequence. Because let me guess, if sad party happened to you, here's what you probably did. You built a thing, you told a few people from it, you got a few subscribers, and you're sending maybe one newsletter a month, hoping that people will just magically give you enough money for you to quit your job or reduce your annoying client load. I hate to break it to you, but that's really not how it works. But in this video, I'm going to show you the 5-part welcome sequence that works and will sell your product for you. This welcome sequence turns strangers into fans and fans into customers and customers who buy the next thing from you. You rinse and repeat that and you'll have a profitable digital products business in no time. Hey, I'm BBenediktsson and I'm an author, entrepreneur, venture advisor, and mentor. And I help creative entrepreneurs such as you turn their skills into digital products they can sell on autopilot without sounding like a sleazy car salesman from a 90s sitcom. So if you are a content creator, coach, freelancer, or just an overworked service provider, this video is for you. First, what even is a welcome sequence and why should you care about it? The welcome sequence is your first point of contact with your new subscribers, and they're usually the emails that get the highest open rates ever. Over time, if your email subscribers are on your list for a very long time, that open rate will drop. But your first few emails are when your email subscribers are most likely to open your email. You are new and fresh in their mind, and you have a problem they want to solve. So you don't want to waste the welcome sequence on just sending one simple email that says, thanks for signing up, and then nothing more until next month. That is the easiest way for people to forget about you. A good welcome sequence does 3 things. Builds trust because you're not a rando, you're a guide to help them out. It tells your story because people buy from people they can relate to and understand and know a little bit about. And it positions your product as a solution and a gift to help your audience out. And so there is a little bit of nuance to creating a welcome sequence. And you can think of it kind of like a Marvel origin movie. Now we're in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We're like 500 million movies deep by now. So at this point, they can throw the characters on screen and start the movie off with a big action sequence. And we know all the characters, right? But when your email subscriber signs up to your email list for the first time, they have no idea who you are. So you do need to tell that origin story. You do need to create that trust, that rapport with your audience, because you want them to understand your story. You can't start at the very end and just hope that they've been following along for the 15 years that you've been doing digital products like I have. With Marvel movies now, people are familiar with the characters. They know that Peter Parker got bit by a spider and that's why he's Spider-Man. We don't have to watch yet another movie where we watch Uncle Ben die. We know. We don't have to see Bruce Wayne's parents get murdered yet again. We can just see them swinging into action right away and follow along easily enough. But that is not true of your email sequence. So if you skip the origin story, they won't care who you are. So let's get into the emails. Email number 1 is the welcome email plus the why you're here email. Think of this as a handshake. You're basically walking up to somebody and saying, hey, thank you so much for meeting with me. Here's who I am. Here's what I got for you. Would you be willing to do this for me in exchange? You tell them thank you for signing up. You let them know what to expect. And if you've offered a freebie in exchange for an email address, this is where you drop the link to that freebie. I like to give a quick, broad overview over who I am, what got me started in audio, a few little tidbits here and there to add credibility to what I do so that they don't think I'm just some random scammer that is in their inbox all of a sudden. I give them a valuable lead magnet. I give them a Cliff's Notes origin story or a short bio. And then I usually ask them to either reply to the email or answer a quick survey so that I can understand them better. And if you want to know what questions to ask or what questions to put in a survey that you ask your audience at the very beginning, check out the video right here to learn more about that. All right, email number 2. This is where I get into the struggle being real and how I share my story of how I understand the problems that they are facing because I used to be in their shoes. In my audio issues business, I help home studio musicians and bedroom producers make better music from their home studios. And so I share the story of how when I was starting, I used to make music that sounded like crap. And I talk about all the different ways and all the struggles that I was having in order to make my music sound better, and nothing was working. The goal here is to use storytelling to have them understand that I know their problems inside and out. I have been in their shoes and I know what they're struggling with. You want them to be able to relate to you, and you want them to think that, hey, this guy gets it. At the end of the story, I usually segue into the after phase of where I am today and how I'm helping musicians get out of those struggles and solve those problems. And at the end, I usually drop a link to one of my products. Usually it's a link to my step-by-step mixing ebook because it is a low ticket offer and a sort of a low commitment offer for them to check out. I'm not asking them to sign up for $1,000 course in the second email. I'm just asking them to check out some of the best stuff that I've made. If you don't have a product yet, or you don't feel comfortable selling right there in that moment, you can just drop a link to one of your most popular blog posts or your most popular video or your most popular content in general. So this email creates trust, helps them understand that you know what you're talking about and you understand their struggles, and it gives them something more to do to consume from you, whether that is a product or a piece of content. All right, so in email number 3, you give your light bulb moment, you share your framework, or you share your solution with the audience that you know will help them out. You've already talked about the struggles. Now you're going to talk about the solution to those struggles. So this is where you reveal your method or your framework or your secret magic system that helps solve their problems. In my case, I often refer back to the step-by-step mixing book, and I talk about these 5 plugins. The subtitle to the book is How to Create Great Mixes Using Only 5 Plugins. So I outlined the framework of how you use those 5 plugins to get great mixes. I don't spend thousands of words on it. I just give you a broad overview of the step-by-step mixing system so that they can understand that this is the framework that I use, and it is the framework that I've created in order for them to get better sounding music, which is a goal that they have, that they hopefully are thinking about when they signed up for the email list. If you're comfortable pitching your product here, feel free to leave a link at the bottom of the email. Segue out of your secret magic system into a pitch to your product. Doesn't have to be sleazy, doesn't have to be super salesy, just has to be a quick, hey, if you want to know more about this, or you want to see this in action, or see all the details surrounding this system, check out the product at insert link here. Other options for interaction, if you aren't selling anything or don't want to sell anything yet, is just to ask for a reply, get some engagement going, or send them to more of your free content. Certain audiences may need even more trust building in order to trust you enough to pay you money. So that's why you want to have a big library of content to fall back on that you can send them to at the end of these emails. And then in email 4, you can talk in detail about your product or services. You've already talked about the problem, you've told your story, you've laid out the framework of how you do what you do and why it is maybe different than other people. And now you get to talk in detail about your product. This doesn't have to be a sales pitch email, but it is a more in-depth overview of what your product entails and how it will help them achieve a goal that they have. In my case, I often mention, hey, we've been talking about this step-by-step mixing system or the 5 plugin framework in the last few emails. I wanted to lay it out even further and show you what you get inside the step-by-step mixing book. These are the chapters. They go through X, Y, and Z and show you all these things. And if you get it now, you also get these fancy bonuses, or you get these extras, or it's at a discount or a sale, whatever you want to do to sort of incentivize them to buy now. In your case, you can do something different. You can lay out the system that you use in detail. You can use testimonials or client reviews if you have them. I have them plastered all over, both in my emails and on my sales pages. And that social proof is super valuable and a really great way to sell without selling, because you're just telling people what other people have gotten out of using your products or services. So put all that together in an email that then leads to a link to your product, or to your book a call page, or to ask them to reply if they want to know more about inquiring to work with you. And then email number 5, the final email, is sort of more of a nudge, and if you have it, a way to evoke a little bit of FOMO if you have some scarcity involved in your product promotion. This is where you close the loop, you recap the transformation that you got when you were starting out. You recap your story maybe again. You can also tell a detailed story of how a customer got results from using your products, and then tie that together by reminding them of where they are, sort of painting a picture of where they are at this point A, and then tell them what is possible when they reach point B, which is the transformation that happens after they use your product. And a lot of your subscribers here will be on the fence, but if you've played your cards well, you have a solid product that you know sells, and you have some customer testimonials to back it up, a great way to increase conversions even further is to have some form of scarcity. Maybe this is a discount code that only applies to your new subscribers. Maybe this is a bonus bundle that is only available on the page in the welcome sequence emails. Or maybe you offer a free coaching session with the sale of every new product to a new customer. But you have to tell them that is a limited time deal, so if they wait too long, those offers won't be available. And so if you use scarcity right, maybe you can even use a tool like Deadline Funnel to set those bonuses or those discounts to vanish or expire automatically. But if you do that correctly, you'll get a little extra trickle of sales at the end of your email sequence. And that's it. Those are the 5 emails you should write first. And here are a few bonus tips to help make it easier on you. Make sure you write like a human. Don't make your emails sound like an academic paper. Don't make your emails sound like a robot. Don't make your emails sound like a sleazy online digital marketer. Just write like you talk and be yourself. And unless you're a terrible human being, it'll probably work out for you. Also add a juicy PS to your emails, something that recaps the emails or gives a quick final thing at the bottom. A lot of people scroll to the bottom and just read the PS, so make sure that counts. And then just use plain text emails. Don't get bogged down with design. You might, if you have a fancy banner, fine, but don't spend an hour designing a fancy email if your content isn't good. I've been sending plain text emails for 15 years, and I promise you that they work. They do not need to be fancy. And if anything, fancy email design makes it look like it's coming from a corporation rather than a human being. So it might actually work against you. And then use data and analytics to track what's working and what's not. Are there particular emails that get opened more? Why is that? Is that subject line maybe better? Are there emails that are getting clicked on a lot more than others? Why do you think that is? You want to track and analyze all the data that you can get so that you can use that to tweak the welcome sequence, and also use that knowledge when you're writing your broadcast emails after they've gone through your welcome sequence. So that's your swipeable, customizable, money-making welcome sequence. Use these ideas, but make them your own. If you really put your mind to it, you should be able to knock out these 5 emails in only a day. And if you need help with stuff like that, AI is only a prompt away. And if you give it the right prompt and the right information, it will definitely help you craft an email welcome sequence that works. If you want to dig deeper into not only email marketing, but also how to create and sell your digital products on autopilot, check out my Autopilot Products Masterclass in the link below in the description at BBenediktsson.com. And hey, if you thought this was useful, please like and subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss another video about digital products and online business. I'm BBenediktsson. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.